My precious soul, pause for a moment, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary, and it is not something that came by chance. This message found you because it had to. Since yesterday, something has shifted in the unseen realm, something powerful, something urgent, and it has everything to do with you. You may not fully understand it yet, but deep down, there is a part of you that already feels it, a strange pull, an unexplainable heaviness, or even a sudden memory that came out of nowhere. That is not your imagination. That is the beginning of a connection that has been trying to reach you. Listen closely. Your mother, who now watches over you from heaven, has been trying to contact you since yesterday. She has been sending signs, whispering through moments, reaching through the veil that separates your world from hers. And the reason is not small. The reason is not casual. It is urgent, and it carries a truth so deep, so hidden, that ignoring this message may lead to regret that echoes for years. You may have noticed something unusual recently. Perhaps your sleep felt different, your thoughts became heavier, or your emotions shifted without warning. Maybe you saw her in a dream, or you felt her presence in a way you couldn't explain. That was not coincidence. That was her. She has been trying again and again, hoping you would stop long enough to notice, hoping you would be still enough to hear. And you must understand this. She is not alone in this effort. Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, guarding you, guiding this message toward your heart. He does not allow fear to come without purpose. If this message has reached you, it is because divine protection is already surrounding you. You are not being warned to scare you, you are being prepared to protect you. But here is where it becomes serious. The message your mother carries is not only about love or comfort. It is about a terrifying secret that has been hidden within your family. Something that has remained buried, something that was never meant to come into the light, but now it must. And she knows that you are the one who needs to hear it. You are the one who must be ready. There is a reason why this began yesterday. A specific moment in time opened a spiritual door, allowing your voice to come closer than ever before. And since that moment, she has not stopped trying. Because what is coming, what is about to be revealed, cannot be delayed any longer. Do not brush this off. Do not scroll away thinking this is just another message. Because the truth is, messages like this do not appear twice in the same way. When heaven reaches out, it does so with intention. And right now, heaven is calling your name. Stay with me, because what unfolds next will begin to show you the signs you may have already missed. And once you see them, everything will start to make sense in a way you never expected. There is something unfolding around you that you can no longer ignore, and the deeper you look into it, the more undeniable it becomes. Since yesterday, a pattern has quietly formed in your life, one that is not random, not accidental, and certainly not meaningless. Every small detail, every unusual moment, every sudden shift you felt was part of something intentional. You were not meant to overlook these signs, you were meant to recognize them. Because when someone from beyond tries to reach you, they do not always come in loud, obvious ways. They come through whispers, repetitions, and feelings that your soul understands before your mind does. Take a moment and reflect honestly. How many times did you notice something repeating without explanation? It could have been numbers appearing again and again, perhaps on a clock, a phone screen, or even in random places you normally wouldn't pay attention to. You may have brushed it off as coincidence, but deep down, it felt different. It felt like something was trying to get your attention. That is because it was. Repetition is one of the strongest tools used in spiritual communication. It is a gentle but persistent way of saying, "Look closer. Do not ignore this. Your mother hath been using these repeated signs as a doorway into your awareness. And then, there are your dreams, the place where the physical world fades and the spiritual realm becomes easier to access. Since yesterday, your dreams may have carried a different energy. Maybe they were more vivid, more emotional, or harder to forget. You may have seen familiar places, heard familiar voices, or felt a presence that stayed with you even after you woke up. Sometimes, the message is not in what you clearly remembered, but in what you feel afterward. That lingering emotion, that quiet echo, is her reaching out, trying to speak in a way that goes beyond the limits of the physical world. You may have also experienced sudden emotional waves that seemed to rise without reason. A moment where your heart felt heavy for no clear cause, or a sudden sense of urgency that made you feel like something important was about to happen. These emotions are not random disturbances. They are signals from your spirit, reacting to an energy that is trying to connect with you. When a loved one from heaven reaches out, they often touch your emotions first, because that is where the connection remains strongest. Even your surroundings may have started to feel slightly different. Small things that others might ignore may have caught your attention. Objects slightly move, unusual sounds, or a subtle feeling that you are being watched over. Not in fear, but in presence. A presence that feels familiar, even if you cannot fully explain it. These are not things to panic about. They are invitations to become aware, to open your senses to something greater than what you can see. What makes all of this even more significant is the timing. These signs did not build slowly over weeks or months. They intensified suddenly, beginning yesterday. That moment was not ordinary. It marked the opening of a spiritual window, a rare opportunity for connection that does not happen without reason. Your mother has been waiting for this exact moment, preparing to reach you when the barrier between worlds became thin enough for her voice to pass through. And you are not facing this alone. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian in this process, ensuring that what reaches you is guided by light and protection. His presence filters the message, allowing only what is meant for your growth and safety to come through. Even if some of these experiences feel intense, you are not in danger. You are being guided with precision and care. The truth is, the more you reflect on the past day, the more everything begins to connect. The signs, the feelings, the moments that seem slightly unusual, they are all part of one message trying to reach you. And the reason it feels so strong right now is because you are being prepared. Prepared to understand something that has been hidden, something that carries weight and consequence. Your mother is not reaching out just to remind you of her love, although that love surrounds you completely. She is reaching out because there is something you must know, something that cannot remain buried any longer. And every sign you have experienced is leading you closer to that truth. Stay aware, because the reason she chose this exact moment will soon become clear, and when it does, you will realize that nothing you experienced was accidental. It was all guiding you here. There is a reason this is happening now, and once you understand it, everything you have felt since yesterday will begin to fall into place with a clarity that may even unsettle you. This moment was not randomly chosen. It was aligned. It was prepared. And it was allowed to happen only because the timing has reached a point where the truth can no longer remain hidden. You must understand something very important. Those who exist in the spiritual realm do not move freely between worlds whenever they wish. There are divine timings, sacred openings, and moments when the veil between the physical and spiritual becomes thinner. Yesterday was one of those rare moments. It created a gateway, a brief window where your mother could come closer than she has in a long time. And the moment that window opened, she did not hesitate. He waited for you immediately. Why? because something is approaching within your family, something that has been building quietly, hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Your mother sees what you cannot yet see. She understands what is about to unfold, and she knows that if you are not prepared, it could shake you deeply. That is why she is calling you now, before it happens, not after. There is urgency in her message, but there is also love. A protective love that refuses to stay silent any longer. She has been watching, witnessing things that you may have overlooked or misunderstood. Patterns, behaviors, secrets, things that did not fully make sense to you before. But to her, from where she stands now, everything is clear. And what she sees has made her restless, determined to reach you before it is too late. This is where divine protection becomes even more powerful. Archangel Michael is not only allowing this connection, he is guiding it. He stands as a shield around you, ensuring that this message reaches you in a way that strengthens you rather than breaks you. You are being prepared, not punished. You are being awakened, not overwhelmed. But here is what you must accept: the truth she carries is not easy. It is not something that can be heard lightly and forgotten. It is something that will require you to see your family in a different way. There may be deception involved. There may be something hidden for years, something that was never spoken about openly. And when it begins to surface, it may feel shocking, even painful. But this is exactly why she is reaching you now, so that when the truth comes forward, you are not caught unprepared. You may have already sensed that something feels off, even if you could not explain it. A conversation that didn't sit right, a behavior that seemed unusual, or a feeling that something was being kept from you. These were not random doubts. They were early signals, small hints that something deeper existed beneath the surface. Now, those hints are becoming clearer, stronger, impossible to ignore. And the reason you were chosen to receive this message is because you are the one who can handle it. You are the one who can see beyond the surface and understand what others may deny or avoid. Your strength is not accidental. Your awareness is not accidental. This moment was meant to find you. There is also something else you must realize. This is not just about uncovering a secret. It is about protection. There is something you must avoid, something you must be careful about once the truth begins to reveal itself. Your mother is not only exposing what has been hidden, she is guiding you away from potential harm. Every sign, every feeling, every moment since yesterday has been leading you toward this awareness. So do not doubt what you are experiencing. Do not dismiss the weight of this moment. You are standing at the edge of a revelation that will change how you see everything. And although it may feel intense, you are not alone in this. You are being guided, protected, and prepared every step of the way. Type "I am ready for the truth" in the comments if you feel this message deep within your spirit. Blessing code 919 has just been activated around your life. And as this truth begins to unfold, understand this: when you choose to stand with the light, you also become a vessel for others to find their way. If this message is reaching your heart, it is not only for you, but for countless souls who are still searching for clarity, protection, and truth. Right now, you have the opportunity to become part of something greater. I feel called to act in this moment, to help this message reach those who are still in darkness, those who need this warning before it is too late. When you release your support, you are not just giving. You are planting a seed into God's work, allowing His light to travel further than it ever could alone. The Word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." And this is that moment where your action becomes a living testimony. Every offering you send through Super Thanks or PayPal becomes a river that carries this message to someone who is crying in silence, someone who needs to hear what you are hearing right now. The links are already placed in the description, and the QR code has been prepared for you. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Do not delay what your spirit is urging you to do. Step forward in faith. Release what has been placed in your heart. And as you do, may doors open for you, may protection surround your family, and may truth always find you before harm does. There is something that has been quietly sitting beneath the surface of your family for a long time, something that was never fully spoken, never clearly revealed, yet always present in subtle ways. You may not have had the words for it before, but you felt it. A tension that didn't quite make sense, a silence that felt heavier than it should, or moments where the truth seemed just out of reach. What you are beginning to sense now is the awakening of that hidden truth. Your mother sees it clearly from where she is now. There are no illusions in the spiritual realm, no masks, no half-truths. Everything is revealed as it truly is. And what she sees within your family is something that has been buried intentionally, something that was never meant to come into the light. But the time for hiding has ended, and that is why she is reaching for you now with such urgency. This truth is not simple. It is layered, complex, and deeply rooted in the past. It may involve decisions that were made long ago, choices that shaped the path of your family in ways you were never told. There may have been secrets kept to protect others, or truths hidden out of fear, guilt, or shame. But what is hidden does not disappear, it waits. It grows in silence, influencing things quietly until the moment it can no longer remain concealed. You may begin to notice things differently now. Conversations that once seemed normal may start to feel incomplete. Words that were spoken in the past may suddenly carry new meaning. Even the way certain people behave around you might begin to shift as your awareness grows. This is not your imagination. It is your perception becoming sharper, your spirit beginning to see beyond the surface. There is also the possibility that this truth involves a form of betrayal. Not necessarily in the way you might immediately think, but in a deeper, more emotional sense. A betrayal of trust, a hidden intention, or something that was done without your knowledge that directly affects you. This is why the message feels so intense. It is not just about knowing something, it is about understanding something that changes your perspective completely. But listen carefully, this is not being revealed to destroy you. It is being revealed to free you. Because living without knowing the truth can keep you tied to patterns, relationships, and situations that do not serve your highest good. Your mother does not want that for you. She wants you to see clearly, to understand fully, and to move forward with awareness instead of confusion. This is where divine protection becomes essential once again. Archangel Michael is present, not only as a guardian, but as a force of truth. He cuts through deception. He brings clarity where there was once confusion. As this hidden truth begins to rise, his presence ensures that you are not overwhelmed by it. Instead, you are strengthened by it. You may feel a mix of emotions as this realization begins to form: confusion, disbelief, even resistance. That is natural. When something hidden for so long begins to surface, the mind tries to protect itself by questioning it. But deep within you, there is a knowing, a quiet voice that says, "This explains so much." Pay attention to that voice. It is your inner truth aligning with what is being revealed. At the same time, you must remain patient. The full truth will not appear all at once. It will come in pieces, in moments of realization, in connections that suddenly make sense. You may remember something from your past that you had forgotten. You may notice a detail that you once overlooked. Each of these moments is a piece of the larger picture, slowly coming together, And as this process unfolds, be mindful of how you react. Not everyone around you is ready to face this truth. Some may deny it, avoid it, or try to keep it hidden even as it begins to surface. This is not your burden to carry. Your responsibility is not to force the truth on others, but to recognize it for yourself and act with wisdom. What is coming to light is not meant to break your family apart, but it may challenge the foundation you believed it stood on. And sometimes, in order for something real to exist, what is false must first be revealed. Stay aware, stay grounded, and stay open. Because the more you allow yourself to see clearly, the closer you come to understanding what your mother has been trying so desperately to show you. There is a shift happening now, and it is no longer just about awareness. It is about action. The message your mother is sending is not only to reveal what has been hidden, but to warn you about what could happen if you ignore it. This is the moment where everything becomes more serious, more direct, and more urgent. Because once truth begins to surface, it does not stay still. It moves, it unfolds, and it brings consequences with it. Your mother is not trying to frighten you, but she cannot soften this message either. There is something within your family dynamic that requires your attention immediately. It may involve someone whose intentions are not as pure as they appear, or a situation that has been quietly building toward a turning point. From where she stands, she can see the path ahead more clearly than you can right now, and what she sees has made her reach out with urgency. You may begin to feel a strong inner push to question things you once accepted without doubt. That feeling is not rebellion, and it is not confusion. It is discernment. It is your spirit responding to a warning that is being placed in front of you. Do not silence that voice. Do not convince yourself that everything is fine if something inside you is telling you otherwise. That inner discomfort is often the first sign that something needs your attention. There may also be a situation where trust is being tested. Someone close to you may not be revealing everything, or there may be information that has been deliberately kept from you. This is where the warning becomes very clear. Do not place blind trust in situations that feel uncertain. Pay attention to actions, not just words. Watch closely, listen carefully, and allow yourself to see what is truly there, not just what you hope to see. Your mother is guiding you to be alert, not fearful. There's a difference. Fear clouds your judgment, but awareness sharpens it. You are being asked to stay present, to observe, and to protect your energy. There may be conversations coming, decisions that need to be made, or moments where you will need to stand firm in what you know to be true. And when those moments come, you must not hesitate. This is also a time to be cautious about who you confide in. Not everyone around you will understand what you are going through, and some may even dismiss your concerns. That does not mean you are wrong. It simply means they are not seeing what you are beginning to see. Protect your thoughts, protect your clarity, and do not allow doubt from others to shake what is being revealed to you. At the same time, you are not left unprotected in this situation. Archangel Michael is standing as a shield around you, guiding your intuition and strengthening your ability to recognize truth. When you feel uncertain, call upon that protection. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that you are not facing this alone. There is a force surrounding you that sees what you cannot and guards you from what you do not yet understand. There is also something very important you must do. Create space for clarity. Do not rush into conclusions or react impulsively. Instead, observe. Let the truth reveal itself naturally. When you remain calm and aware, you will begin to notice patterns that were once hidden. You will start to see connections that did not make sense before. And in those moments, the warning your mother is sending will become clearer and clearer. You may feel a growing urgency inside you, a sense that something needs to be addressed soon. Do not ignore that feeling. It is not there to overwhelm you, it is there to prepare you. When the right moment comes, you will know what to do and you will have the strength to do it. This warning is a gift, even if it feels heavy. Because being warned means being given the chance to act before it is too late. It means you are not walking blindly into a situation that could harm you. It means you are being guided, protected, and awakened at exactly the right time. Stay alert, stay grounded, and most importantly, trust what you are beginning to see. Because the truth is no longer hiding, it is moving toward you, and you are being prepared to meet it with strength and clarity. There is something deeper happening beneath everything you have begun to notice, something that goes beyond people, conversations, or visible situations. What you are experiencing is not only a revelation of truth within your family, it is also part of a spiritual battle that has been quietly unfolding around you. And whether you realized it or not, you have been standing in the middle of it for some time now. Not every struggle you feel comes from the physical world. Some conflicts begin in the unseen, where forces of light and darkness move in ways that are subtle yet powerful. When truth is about to be revealed, resistance often rises with it. That resistance can show itself through confusion, emotional heaviness, sudden distractions, or even moments where you feel drained without understanding why. These are not random experiences. They are signs that something significant is shifting. Your mother has seen this clearly, and that is part of why her message carries such urgency. She is not only trying to reveal a hidden truth, she is trying to make you aware of the environment surrounding that truth. Because when something has been hidden for a long time, there are energies that work to keep it hidden. They create doubt, delay, and distraction, hoping you will turn away before you fully understand what is being shown to you. You may have already felt this in subtle ways. Moments where you were about to reflect deeply on something, but suddenly your mind became clouded. Times when you felt a strong urge to question something, but then quickly dismissed it without reason. Or even situations where you tried to focus, but unexpected interruptions pulled you away. These are not coincidences. They are part of the resistance that often appears when truth is near. But here is what you must hold on to. Light is always stronger than darkness. And right now, you are not standing alone in this battle. Archangel Michael is present with you, not just as a guide, but as a warrior. His role is not passive. He actively protects, defends, and clears the path so that truth can reach you without being distorted. When you feel confusion, he brings clarity. When you feel fear trying to rise, he brings strength. And when you feel like stepping back or ignoring what you have begun to see, he gently but firmly guides you forward again. His presence is not distant, it is active, surrounding you even now, ensuring that you are not overcome by the intensity of what is unfolding. This is also why your awareness is increasing. You are beginning to see things more clearly, to feel things more deeply, and to question things more honestly. That is not accidental. It is part of your spiritual awakening within this moment. You are being elevated to a level where you can recognize truth, even when it is hidden beneath layers of illusion. At the same time, this battle is not meant to exhaust you. It is meant to strengthen you. Every moment you choose awareness over ignorance, every time you trust your inner voice instead of dismissing it, you are stepping further into alignment with the light. And with each step, the hold of confusion and deception weakens. However, you must remain grounded. Do not let fear take control of your thoughts. Fear is one of the strongest tools used to keep people from seeing clearly. It creates hesitation, second-guessing, and emotional overwhelm. But you are not being guided through fear. You are being guided through truth. And truth, even when it is difficult, brings clarity and freedom, not chaos. There is also a need for spiritual protection on your part. This does not require anything complicated. It begins with awareness, with intention, and with a willingness to stand in what you know is right. When you feel uncertain, take a moment to center yourself. When you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself that you are being guided. And when doubt tries to creep in, return to what you have already recognized as truth. This battle is not something you need to fight aggressively. It is something you move through with awareness and strength. The more you stay present, the more clearly you will see what is real and what is not. And as that clarity grows, the truth your mother is trying to reveal will become impossible to ignore. You are not weak in this moment. You are being prepared. And everything you are experiencing, even the intensity, is shaping you into someone who can face what is coming with courage and understanding. There is a reason your mind keeps drifting back, even when you try to focus on the present. There is a reason certain thoughts refuse to stay buried, quietly rising when you least expect them. What you are experiencing is not random recollection. It is a guided return. A return to a moment that holds a truth you were not ready to see before, but are now being called to understand. Somewhere in your past, there is a memory that did not fully make sense at the time it happened. It may have felt small, almost insignificant, or perhaps it felt strange but was quickly brushed aside. You may have told yourself that you were overthinking, that it was nothing important, or that there was no need to question it further. But now, that same memory is beginning to surface again, and this time, it feels different. This time, it carries weight. Go deeper into that moment. Try to remember where you were, who was present, and what was said, or perhaps what was not said. Sometimes, the truth hides more in silence than in words. There may have been a pause that felt too long, a look exchanged between people that you did not understand, or a reaction that seemed out of place. At the time, you may have ignored it, but your spirit did not. Your spirit recorded it, held on to it, and waited for the day when you would be ready to see it clearly. A day has come. Now, as you revisit that memory, you may begin to notice details that were invisible to you before. The tone of someone's voice may suddenly feel different. The meaning behind certain words may shift. Even your own reaction in that moment may start to make more sense. It is as if a hidden layer is being revealed, allowing you to see the truth that was always there but never fully understood. This is not your imagination creating something new. This is your awareness uncovering something real. Your mother is guiding you back to this exact memory because it holds a key, a missing piece that connects everything you are beginning to experience now. From her perspective, the entire picture is visible, and she knows that this moment in your past is where the truth first showed itself, even if only briefly. You may begin to feel a mixture of emotions as this realization deepens. There could be a sense of disbelief, as if you are questioning whether you are interpreting it correctly. There may also be a feeling of regret, wondering why you did not see it sooner. But you must release the thought immediately. You were not meant to see it then. You are meant to see it now. And that timing is not a mistake. It is part of a greater unfolding. As this memory becomes clearer, it will begin to connect with the signs you have been receiving since yesterday. What once felt like separate experiences will now start to align. The emotions, the dreams, the subtle signals, they will all point back to this moment, confirming that what you are uncovering is not coincidence, but truth. There is also something important you must do during this process. Trust what you feel. Not everything will make sense immediately in your mind, but your intuition will begin to recognize what is real. When something within you says this is important, do not dismiss it. That voice is guiding you toward understanding, step by step. At the same time, you are not alone as you walk through this realization. Archangel Michael is present, bringing clarity to your thoughts and calm to your emotions. As the truth begins to unfold, his presence ensures that you are not overwhelmed. He helps you see without fear, understand without confusion, and remain steady even when the realization feels heavy. His memory is not resurfacing to hurt you, it is resurfacing to free you. Because once you see the truth within it, you will no longer be held by uncertainty or doubt. You will understand what was hidden, and that understanding will give you the power to move forward with clarity. Be patient with yourself as this unfolds. Do not rush to conclusions, and do not force understanding. Let the memory reveal itself naturally. Let each detail come into focus in its own time. Because the more clearly you see this moment, the more everything else will begin to make sense. And once that connection is fully formed, the truth your mother has been trying to show you will no longer feel distant or unclear. It will stand in front of you, undeniable and complete, ready to be faced with strength and awareness. There comes a moment in every unfolding truth where everything shifts from feeling uncertain to becoming undeniable. You are standing at that exact moment now. What once felt like scattered signs, emotional waves, and distant memories is beginning to take shape into something real, something that can no longer be ignored or explained away. The truth your mother has been trying to reveal is not just a single event or a simple secret. It is something that has been woven into your family over time, something that influenced decisions, shaped relationships, and created patterns you may have sensed but never fully understood. And now, piece by piece, it is rising into your awareness. You may begin to recognize that someone within your family has not been completely honest. Not necessarily through obvious lies, but through omission, through silence, through carefully choosing what to reveal and what to keep hidden. This kind of truth is harder to detect because it does not always appear as deception. It appears as protection, as avoidance, or even as something done with good intention. But a hidden truth, no matter the intention, carries consequences. There may have been a decision made long ago that directly affects you now, something that altered the course of your life without your knowledge. It could involve relationships, responsibilities, or even the way certain people have treated you over time. What you are beginning to realize is that not everything you believed about your family's past is complete. You are missing pieces, and those missing pieces are now being revealed to you. This realization may come suddenly, like a moment where everything clicks into place. Or it may come gradually, as different pieces connect over time. Either way, the effect is the same. You begin to see clearly. Situations that once confused you now make sense. Behaviors that seemed strange now have context. And most importantly, your own feelings, the ones you may have doubted before, are now being validated. There is also a deeper layer to this truth. It is not only about what was done, but about how it has affected you. You may begin to understand why certain patterns have repeated in your life, why certain relationships felt difficult, or why you carried emotions you could never fully explain. The hidden truth within your family did not stay contained. It influenced you, shaped you, and followed you in ways you are only now beginning to see. This is why your mother has been so urgent in reaching you. She does not want you to continue carrying something that was never fully explained. She wants you to see it, understand it, and finally be free from its unseen weight. From where she is, she can see the full impact, and she knows that once you understand the truth, everything in your life can begin to shift. But with this realization also comes a challenge. Truth can be uncomfortable. It can shake what you believe it to be stable. It can create questions you are not immediately ready to answer. And it may even change how you see certain people. That is why you must remain grounded. Do not react impulsively. Do not let emotions take control. Instead, observe, process, and allow the truth to settle within you. Through all of this, Archangel Michael remains by your side, ensuring that what is revealed does not break you but strengthens you. His presence brings balance, helping you hold both the weight of the truth and the clarity it provides. You are not being left to face this alone. You are being guided through it with protection and purpose. As this truth continues to unfold, you may feel a shift within yourself, a sense of awakening as if something inside you is finally aligning. That is because you are stepping out of confusion and into clarity. You are no longer seeing through fragments. You are beginning to see the whole picture. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Type I see the truth clearly in the comments if this is resonating with your spirit. Blessing code 1441 is now activated over your path. And as this truth rises within you, understand this. What has been revealed to you is not meant to stay with you alone. There are others walking in confusion. Others carry hidden burdens within their families, waiting for a message like this to awaken them. This is where your role becomes greater than you may realize. I feel led in this moment to act, to become part of something that extends beyond this message. When you choose to support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link placed in the description and QR code, you are not just giving, you are becoming a vessel through which truth travels, through which light reaches those still in darkness. The word declares that when you sow, you will reap, and this is your moment to plant something eternal. This is not about obligation, it is about alignment. If your spirit is stirring, if you feel that pull to give, do not ignore it. Step forward in obedience. Release what has been placed in your heart, and as you do, may clarity increase in your life. May protection surround you and your loved ones, and may every hidden truth that needs to find you come into the light at the perfect time. Now everything changes. What was once hidden has now touched your awareness, and that means you are no longer standing in the same place you were before. You cannot return to not knowing. You cannot go back to ignoring what you have begun to understand. This is the moment where truth requires a response, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, because delay is often how clarity is lost. But listen carefully, immediate action does not mean rushing into chaos. It does not mean confronting people without understanding. It does not mean allowing emotions to take control. The first and most powerful action you must take is stillness. A deep, intentional stillness that allows your mind, your spirit, and your emotions to align with what has been revealed. Right now, your thoughts may feel scattered. You may be replaying memories, questioning details, or trying to piece everything together all at once. That is natural. But if you move too quickly in that state, you risk acting from confusion instead of clarity. So pause. Breathe. Let the truth settle inside you before you decide what to do with it. Once you create that space, the next step becomes awareness in your daily interactions. Begin to observe everything with a new level of attention. Watch how people speak. Notice what is said and what is avoided. Pay attention to changes in tone, body language, and timing. Truth often reveals itself not in direct statements, but in subtle inconsistencies. What you are looking for is not confirmation through words, but alignment through behavior. You may feel a strong urge to question someone directly, to ask what has been hidden, to bring everything into the open immediately. But be careful. Not all truths are revealed through confrontation. Sometimes, direct questioning can cause people to retreat further into silence or denial. This is why observation is your greatest tool right now. Let the truth come to you naturally, without forcing it. At the same time, you must begin protecting your energy in a way you may not have done before. You are more open now, more aware, and that means you are also more sensitive to the energy around you. If a conversation feels draining, step back. If a situation feels tense or unclear, do not force yourself to remain in it. You are allowed to create distance. You are allowed to choose peace over pressure. Another important step is setting internal boundaries. This does not require you to announce anything outwardly. It begins within you. Decide what you will no longer ignore. Decide what you will no longer accept without question. Decide that your clarity matters. When you make that decision internally, it will naturally begin to shape your external actions. You may also notice a shift in your instincts, a stronger sense of knowing, a clearer feeling when something is right or wrong. Do not dismiss this. Your intuition is becoming sharper because you are now aligned with truth. When something feels off, trust that feeling. When something feels right, allow yourself to lean into it. This inner guidance is one of the strongest tools you have in this moment. Through all of this, you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael is actively guiding your steps, helping you move with wisdom instead of impulse. When you feel uncertain, pause and center yourself. When you feel pressure building, release it. You are being guided toward clarity, not confusion. There may also come a moment where you feel the need to step back from certain people or environments entirely. This is not weakness, it is protection. Sometimes distance is necessary to see clearly. When you are too close to a situation, it becomes harder to recognize what is real. Stepping back allows you to observe without being influenced. At the same time, do not allow fear to control your actions. Fear will try to rush you, to make you feel like you must act immediately or everything will fall apart. But truth does not require panic. Truth stands steady. Move with intention, not fear. Move with awareness, not urgency driven by emotion. There is also something deeper you must do. Accept the truth fully within yourself. Not partially, not with hesitation, but completely. When you accept it, you remove the power of doubt. You step into a place where your actions are guided by clarity instead of confusion. And from that place, every decision you make becomes stronger, more aligned, more certain. Understand this clearly. Your next steps do not need to be loud to be powerful. Even the quiet decisions you make now, the boundaries you set, the awareness you hold, are shaping your path in ways you cannot yet see. This is how transformation begins, not with chaos, but with clarity. Stay grounded in what you know. Stay steady in what you feel. Because the way you move now will determine how this truth unfolds in your life. And what comes next will test not only what you have seen but how deeply you trust it. There comes a point in every awakening where knowing the truth is no longer the hardest part, living with it is. You have already begun to see what was once hidden. You have felt the shift, recognized the signs, and allowed awareness to rise within you. But now, you are entering a different phase, one that will test not just what you know, but how deeply you trust it. This is where your faith is tested. Not faith in the sense of blind belief, but faith in what has been revealed to you. Faith in your ability to stand in truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Faith in your inner voice, even when others may not understand or agree. Because the reality is, once truth comes into your life, it often challenges the very structures you once relied on. You may begin to feel resistance, not just from others, but from within yourself. There may be moments where doubt tries to creep in, whispering that maybe you misunderstood, maybe you are overthinking, maybe it is easier to return to how things were before. This is a natural part of the process. When something hidden for so long begins to surface, the mind often tries to protect itself by creating doubt. But you must recognize this for what it is, a test. A test of whether you will hold on to the clarity you have gained, or allow it to slip away under pressure. A test of whether you will trust your awareness, or silence it to maintain comfort. And most importantly, a test of whether you will choose truth, even when it asks something difficult of you. There may also be external challenges. People around you may begin to act differently. Some may sense that your awareness has shifted, even if you have not said anything. Others may unknowingly challenge you, question you, or create situations that make you doubt yourself. This is not coincidence. When your energy changes, the environment around you responds. You may feel moments of emotional weight during this time. A sense of heaviness, confusion, or even loneliness. That is because you are stepping out of a place of familiarity and into a place of truth. And truth, while freeing, can also feel isolating at first, because not everyone is ready to see what you now see. But this is where your strength begins to grow. You are not meant to retreat. You are not meant to ignore what has been revealed. You are meant to stand in it, calmly, steadily, without fear. And you are not alone in doing so. Archangel Michael is with you in this exact moment, strengthening your spirit, reinforcing your clarity, and protecting you from being overwhelmed. When doubt rises, remember what you felt when the truth first became clear. That moment of recognition, that inner knowing, that is your anchor. Return to it. Let it remind you that what you are experiencing is real, and that you were guided to see it for a reason. There is also something important you must practice during this phase: patience with yourself. You do not need to have every answer right now. You do not need to resolve everything immediately. Growth does not happen in a single moment. It unfolds over time, through reflection, through experience, and through the choices you make each day. At the same time, do not allow yourself to fall back into old patterns simply because they feel familiar. Comfort is not always truth. Sometimes, what feels comfortable is what kept you unaware. And now that you are aware, returning to that place would only create more confusion. You may also find yourself questioning your role in all of this. Why you? Why were you the one to see this, to feel this, to carry this awareness? The answer is not random. You were chosen because you are capable, because you have the strength to face what others may avoid, because you can hold truth without turning away from it. And as difficult as this phase may feel, it is also where your transformation becomes real. This is where you move from simply understanding to becoming someone who lives in truth. Every time you choose awareness over avoidance, you grow stronger. Every time you trust your inner voice, you deepen your connection to it. Every time you stand firm in what you know, you reinforce your path forward. This is your test, but it is also your elevation. Do not fear the challenge. Do not shrink from the weight of it, because everything you are facing right now is shaping you into someone who cannot be easily misled, someone who cannot be easily shaken, someone who stands firmly in clarity. And as you continue through this, you will find that what once felt uncertain becomes steady, what once felt heavy becomes manageable, and what once felt hidden becomes completely clear. Stay strong, because what is about to be fully revealed will bring everything together in a way that will leave no room for doubt. Everything you have experienced up until this point, the signs, the emotions, the memories, the growing awareness, has been leading you here. This is the moment where the truth no longer hides in fragments. It no longer whispers through subtle hints. It stands fully revealed, clear, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. The secret your mother has been trying to show you is this. There has been a long-standing truth within your family that was intentionally kept from you, a truth that shaped your life in ways you were never told. It was not just a single moment of silence or a small hidden detail. It was a pattern of concealment, a decision made long ago that created a version of reality you were asked to accept without knowing the full story. This may involve something deeply personal, something connected to relationships, identity, or trust. There may have been information about your past, your place within the family, or the actions of someone close to you that was never fully explained. Instead, it was covered, softened, or completely hidden, with the belief that it was better for you not to know. But what was hidden did not disappear. It influenced the way people treated you. It shaped the way certain decisions were made around you. It created moments where things felt confusing, where emotions did not match the situation, where something felt off, but could never be clearly defined. Those moments were not your imagination. They were the result of a truth that existed beneath the surface. Your mother has seen this clearly from where she is now. She has watched how this hidden truth affected you, how it created patterns in your life that you may have struggled to understand. And she could no longer remain silent. That is why she has been reaching for you with such urgency, because she wants you to see what was kept from you, so you can finally understand your own story. This revelation may feel overwhelming at first. It may bring a flood of emotions, shock, confusion, even a sense of betrayal. You may begin to replay past experiences in your mind, seeing them differently now, connecting pieces that never made sense before. This is a natural response. When truth is revealed, it changes the way you see everything that came before it. But there is something very important you must hold on to. This truth does not define your worth. It does not diminish who you are. If anything, it explains why you are the way you are. It gives context to your strength, your sensitivity, your awareness. It shows you that what you felt all along was real, even when it could not be explained. There may also be a realization about someone close to you, someone who played a role in keeping this truth hidden. This does not always come from a place of harm. Sometimes it comes from fear, from guilt, or from a belief that hiding the truth would protect you. But regardless of the intention, the impact remains. This is where your strength is truly tested, not in seeing the truth, but in deciding what to do with it. You are not being asked to react with anger or to create conflict. You are being asked to understand, to process, and to choose your path forward with clarity. You now have the power to break patterns, to step out of confusion, and to no longer carry something that was never fully explained to you. And through all of this, Archangel Michael remains with you, helping you hold this truth without being consumed by it. His presence brings balance, reminding you that truth is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to free you. There is also a deeper layer to this revelation. It is not only about your past, but about your future. Now that you see clearly, you are no longer bound by what was hidden. You can make decisions with full awareness. You can choose relationships, actions, and paths that align with truth, not confusion. Your mother's message was never meant to hurt you. It was meant to awaken you, to prepare you, to ensure that you do not continue walking forward without understanding what had been shaping your path. Now, the truth is in front of you, and the question is no longer what is hidden, but what will you do now that you see it? Stay steady, because what comes next will bring peace, closure, and a sense of protection that will allow you to move forward without fear. Now breathe, because what you have just walked through was not easy. You have faced something deep, something hidden, something that required strength, awareness, and courage. And yet, you are still here. That alone is proof that you were never weak. You were prepared. This is the moment where everything begins to settle. The truth has been revealed. The confusion that once surrounded you is no longer as powerful as it was before. You may still feel emotions rising. You may still be processing what you now understand, but something inside you has changed. There is a quiet clarity forming, a sense that even though things may not be perfect, they are no longer hidden. And that is where peace begins. Your mother did not come to you to leave you in fear or uncertainty. She came to guide you through it, to make sure you were not left in darkness, to ensure that you could step forward with awareness instead of confusion. Your love has never left you. Even in silence, even in distance, she has been watching, protecting, and waiting for the right moment to reach you. And now that she has, there is no more urgency, only reassurance. You are not alone in what you have discovered. You are not abandoned in what you now understand. You are surrounded by a presence that continues to guide you forward, gently and steadily. Archangel Michael remains with you, not just in moments of fear, but in moments of peace as well. His protection does not fade once the truth is revealed. It becomes even stronger, ensuring that you walk forward safely and wisely. There may still be things you need to process, conversations that may eventually happen, or decisions that will unfold over time. But you are no longer in a place of blindness. You are in a place of awareness. And awareness brings power, not power over others, but power within yourself. You now have the ability to choose differently, to respond differently, to protect your peace in ways you may not have before. And that is something no hidden truth can take away from you. Allow yourself to feel calm now. Allow yourself to release the tension that may have built within you. You do not have to carry everything at once. You do not have to solve everything immediately. Healing and understanding come step by step, and you are already on that path. There is also something beautiful within this moment, closure. Not the kind that answers every question instantly, but the kind that gives your heart a sense of direction. You know now that what you felt was real. You know now that your awareness was not misplaced, and that knowing brings a quiet kind of peace. Your mother's message was never meant to burden you. It was meant to free you. And now, that freedom is beginning to take shape within your life. As you move forward, carry this with you. Truth does not come to destroy. It comes to rebuild. It clears what was hidden so that something stronger, more honest, and more aligned can take its place. And you are now standing at the beginning of that new path. Type "I receive peace and clarity" in the comments if you feel this message settling within your spirit. Blessing code 2026 is now released over your life. And as this peace begins to settle over you, understand this sacred moment you are in. The same light that reached you, the same truth that found you, is waiting to reach others who are still in confusion, still searching, still unaware. You are not here by accident. You were brought into this message because your spirit is aligned with something greater. I feel led to speak this directly. When I release my support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code, I am not just giving, I am sowing into a divine mission that carries truth into the lives of those who are still lost. The word declares, "The one who sows generously will also reap generously," and this is your moment to step into that living promise. Do not ignore this stirring within you. This is not just generosity. is obedience. Every seed you release becomes light for someone else, becomes clarity for another soul, becomes protection for a life you may never see but will forever impact. Step into this moment. Act with faith. Release what hath been placed on your heart. And as you do, may your life be filled with peace, your path be covered with protection, and every hidden truth that needs to find you arrive with clarity and perfect timing.